Morning, guys. We just checked out of our hotel room and we're actually here on the battlefield of Gettysburg right now, kind of exploring. And as of right now, we're kind of doing this in the wrong order, but we just turned down Culp's to go towards Culp's Hill, and we're standing right now in front of Spangler Spring. This is the placard that you'd see going around. Now, be mindful of the one-way roads, but this is the one for Spangler Spring, and Spangler Spring is behind me right there. That was a spring that was used by both Union and Confederate soldiers. This placard is actually for July 1863. It's the Union 12th Corps with the 2nd Massachusetts. Okay, guys, we are now at the crest or the summit of Culp's Hill. Culp's Hill, the defense of Culp's Hill actually took place on July 2nd. Let me show you some stuff behind me. But this was the Union right flank on Culp's Hill under the command of Brigadier General George S. Greene. He was a civil engineer. He came up with the idea for the defenses and the breastworks on top of Culp's Hill. This tells a lot of good information. It does leave out some. Obviously, because there's only so much space, so they kind of just summarize it. But fun fact, the Union line did hold here at Culp's Hill. This Culp's Hill was never given up to the Confederates from July 2nd to July 3rd. Now, on top of Culp's Hill, they do have a tower which you can view some of the battlefield. A lot of the trees are grown up now, though, so it kind of is hard to see it. But it still gives you a good overview. Let's see if I can get a good view of it. So this is General S. Greene. I called him Greenie earlier, but it's Greene with a silent E. So sorry about that. But this is the statue for him, and gives a little bit of history. He died in 1899. He was born in 1801. And he's pointing down the hill. You can see there are a lot of young trees and saplings. There's some bigger trees down there. A lot of that probably wasn't here at the time of the battle, because some of this is fairly new. But yeah. So this is East Cemetery Hill, and as you can see right there, that building matches up with this building. So that building was here during the Battle of Gettysburg. Now, all the plaques in Gettysburg, like I said, are positioned so as you're reading them and looking at the pictures, you're kind of gazing over where the action took place, which kind of helps you visualize. So East Cemetery Hill, it gives you a little bit of, and I'll let you guys hear so you can read some of it. Like I said, I'm not going to go over everything. This is a good summary of what actually took place here. And all of this again would have been on July 2nd, 1863. And as you can see too, a lot of these fences here, the Gettysburg National Park Service, as well as the preservation societies, have been trying to, they're trying their best, I should put it that way, to bring the battlefield back to what it looked like on July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So they're putting up new fencing, taking the fencing down that wasn't there during the battle, planting crop, taking trees down that weren't there. Oh, and speaking of trees, if I get a chance, I'm going to show you guys the witness tree. The witness trees were trees that actually were here during the Battle of Gettysburg. They're specially marked with plaques. So those trees, a lot of them have bullet holes in them, and bullets, but they were here during the Battle of Gettysburg. All right, so we are on we're on the Round Tops right now. I'm heading up, taking the trails. You kind of have to walk on these muddy trails to get to it. But yeah, we are heading up. Oh, That's interesting. Apparently the twig didn't want me to go up. It liked my keys. So, get to go up here. Ugh. So this is the 44th New York monument. You can actually go on top of there and in there. There's a stairwell in there. You get in through there or the other side. So, a bunch of monuments, but this is what I wanted to show you guys. Here's the battlefield. And it's about as far as you can see, all the way over there and all the way over there. About almost as far as the eye you can see. This is a good chunk of the battlefield. This is the front of the 44th New York monument. So we'll go up there in a second. Oop, and there's dog poop on the trail. You are allowed to bring your animals, but clean up after them. Come on, guys. Now, when it comes to the round tops, there is a sign here: stay on the walkways. Not only for safety reasons, but because it's deteriorating the ground and causing everything to go down the hill. So, now this is Patrick O'Rourke. This is the monument for him. He was killed here on July 2nd, 1863. And it's kind of a tradition when you go to Gettysburg to rub his nose. As you can see, it's all shiny. That's because everyone rubs his nose for good luck. Well, so this is the old walking paths that they have. And to give you kind of some of the history of the Little Round Top, Gettysburg kind of made Little Round Top famous because of Joshua Chamberlain. Movie Gettysburg isn't exactly accurate when it comes to some of the stuff that was actually said and the commands that were given. However, the idea of it was kind of right. Colonel Strong, Vincent, was mortally wounded here during the defense of Little Round Top. Patrick O'Rourke was killed, but Vincent had 1,300 men positioned here on July 2nd on 4 p.m. When the Texas and Alabamians under John B. Hood attacked. Now, a lot of the Alabamians just came back from a very long march. It was hot, they were out of water, and they were ordered to attack Little Round Top. Their canteens weren't filled, they were thirsty, exhausted, and they were running up a fairly steep incline on Little Round Top. That's when Vincent and O'Rourke were wounded. Now, Chamberlain was not on Little Round Top. Chamberlain was actually on Big Round Top. And I'll show you that as we go further up here. That's another misconception. This was actually by Colonel Strong and Colonel Patrick O'Rourke were positioned here, them and their men. And it was the same thing with Big Round Top and Little Round Top, and there are two Round Tops, so let me get that clear. Two Round Tops, Big Round Top, Little Round Top. Alright, so this tells a little bit about Warren. So Warren's right there, overlooking the battlefield. He had a good view of Devil's Den here, but this gives a little bit of summary here. Now Warren was very integral part of the Battle of Gettysburg. because he saw what the little round tops actually meant. At the time, Warren was a civil engineer. He understood logistics and defenses that were needed, as well as the terrain of the Gettysburg battlefield itself. So he knew that the little round top and big round top were very important to the Battle of Gettysburg. Both of them were left undefended at the time. He saw what a strategic part of the battle it was going to be. Put men up here and help direct what was going on to General Meade on the battlefield from his position. So he's one of the key figures in the Battle of Gettysburg. Now, a lot of people say that his statue, and it's kind of a little myth, but a lot of people say if you stare at a statue long enough, his head will turn. It's kind of just like a superstitious thing that's been passed down to the locals in Gettysburg here. Okay guys, we took South Confederate Avenue because I wanted to show you guys something. We're on the bridge. If you follow South Confederate Avenue, eventually you come across this bridge here. And on this bridge is a little older piece of history. I'm going to show you the three toes here. So this is actually the dinosaur footprint, and there's footprints all along this bridge because of this rock was actually cut from a quarry where it had, here in Gettysburg, that had a lot of dinosaur footprints and old vegetation that kind of became part of the stone. There's more elsewhere. There is a little path here going down in there because there are supposedly some more down there. I don't know exactly where. It's just the most famous footprint that I'm aware of is this one, and they actually left it cut like this for the purpose of showing that dinosaur footprint here. Okay guys, we're standing right here in front of the PA monument. It is 110 feet to the very tip of the sword. It was built in 1910 to commemorate the over 34,000 PA soldiers who fought here in the Battle of Gettysburg. It cost, in 1910, it cost around $240,000 to build. So in today's money, that's roughly about $5,400,000 to build this monument. Now, you can get up to the, you see where my finger's pointing here? There are people standing up there now. There are staircases to get up to the top right there. But this thing is absolutely massive. And it has, around the base here, the list of all the soldiers who fought in this battle. So let's go take a look at it.